Sure.
Just can you talk about, how often do you get criticized for, maybe, oh no, he writes this stuff?
All the time. It used to be a comment, but now it's like a hindrance.
Right.
Because now I've had to restructure my freestyles to include things that are around, and to me that minimizes its effect when I have to have a preconceived. If you give me a topic, it's still preconceived. You feel me? But I gotta spit it right. You might say, Jay, rap about every album from here to here, and I could do it, and I might, just so everybody know. But at the end of the day, you get no love for it, because it's like if you freestyling and no one believes you, then you get no love. If you're really writing it, you get no love for being a writer. And then when they mention the top MCs, you don't fit nowhere, because nobody really believes what you do is real. If people really believe, man, he really freestyled this and wrote this, he's got to be in the top something of something. But you don't never hear that. It's like, if I could write these songs, these 200 songs or whatever I done put out over these few albums, and these are really freestyled, and who's there? Eminem maybe? Who's there? So that's why, that's how I feel about it. I feel like I don't get the credit for it, but I'll continue to do it. And now that I had to change it, people are like, okay, Juice, rap about being in the square. So now I got to rap about being in the square. So I'm always willing to prove it whenever, but I know I got it, and it's way better than it was when I beat Eminem. It's 100 times better.
All right, and the track Freestyle and Written, Freestyle versus Written, like, I was reading something about it a couple of years ago. You did an interview, and it's like the second verse. Is that really? It
was off the head.
That was off the top.
Everybody.
About the studio.
It was crazy. Everybody was there, and I had this notebook with these verses in it, and I don't know if it was raining or what happened, but by the end of the first verse, I couldn't find the second verse. And this was stuff I had wrote. Like, I used to work as a security guard at the Hancock building, so I would be sneaking and writing while I'm directing people to the cheesecake. Like, okay, yeah, go to the left. Freestyle. All right, to the right, no, upstairs there. There's a bomb. Okay, there's a bomb. There's a bomb. And, and so I wrote this first verse, and it was so sick, and then I didn't have nothing to spit on the second verse. But you could kind of always tell when I'm freestyling and when I'm not really in the zone, because I say, like, catchwords like swear to God. So I'm like, these rappers swear they finna rip the microphone. It couldn't go gold if they bought a herringbone.
Niggas swear to God they finna rip the microphone. I swear they couldn't go gold if they bought a herringbone.
And you can hear me stuttering. My style would be bad. Yeah, I'm dope because I'm a be bad. Juice is so dope, he had to check into a rehab. Never nervous. Then it
knee pads. Looking at my style because I'm a be-bad. I swear it's so dope, I had to check into a rehab.
And I didn't have a hook, and I made the hook right there, and Panic was like, we're going to call this record Freestyle or Written, because nobody going to believe it except us. We know you. We saw you in the studio. We know you didn't have nothing. And I messed that up. Like, I didn't mess that verse up, but I had like 3 takes of freestyles. So, like, I could literally put out another Freestyle or Written with the outtakes. I got 2 verses that are totally done. They just weren't as good as that second one. But it was crazy, man. And it ended up being the first vinyl I put out.
A different approach when you go into the studio to write, or like is the mindset different? What can you talk about how you go from battling to the studio and back and forth? Very, very weird transition.
One thing I try to do is when I'm about to go in the studio or work on a project, I try not to freestyle a lot, because it's so draining mentally till it could actually drain concepts and stuff that I'm trying to expound on when I write. So I'm like, man, for this month, I'm not going to freestyle at all, because I need all of that energy, all of them thoughts on paper. But when I go to the studio, I usually could write in the studio just so people know it's really like freestyling. It's really like I just conjure up these things and they happen, but I really like sitting down with it and taking time.
Okay. What's your relationship with, with other artists in the game?
I think a lot of dudes that are in the industry that I know most people who are in the industry. We got to start it with that. And a lot of them dudes say they have a lot of respect for me, but when I literally go checking for them, I can't reach a lot of people. Right. So I don't know what that is. I really think in some cases rappers are like, we're not gonna put Juice on. We're not gonna do it. It doesn't matter what. He's a great dude. We like him. Nigga's funny, but we ain't gonna help him. It's not going to happen. I've been told that by some very, very famous rappers. And then from the production side, they might think like, oh, he's on some underground stuff, he can't pay me or whatever. They don't know. They really don't know. So I got good relationships, but when it's time for me to capitalize on them, it doesn't seem like those cats are necessarily there for me. So I just feel like those are acquaintances. I don't have a lot of friends in the industry.
Right.
You know.
And does that, does that weigh on you at all? Kind of being, I heard you, describe it as like the Ronnie Fields of the game,
Yeah.
It's like supreme talent, but you never got to break in. Like, does that
Right.
weigh on you?
I ain't even broke my neck. Can you imagine? Ronnie Fields did and couldn't get in. It weighs on you a lot. I mean, I know that there are not 5 rappers that can sell more records than me. It's not about spitting or whatever. If you take M, Wayne, Bus, I don't know, take a new dude, Drake, and you put them all together, I can sell as many records as either one of them. I look as good as either one of them. I'm as skilled as either one of them. So I just feel like there's just a opportunity I haven't had yet, and it could be partially my fault. I mean, I shun success a little because I don't really like to be crowded, and I don't like to be recognized if I don't know you. I've realized that if you got talent and people like it, you're gonna have to give up your privacy if you want to get money. There's no other way. How can you be paid in the music game and not known? Right. Unless I'm writing for people.
In terms of the future, like, what's your, like, you got new projects working, what's the future for Juice?
I'm working on a record right now. Everyone says that, but I'm working on an album right now. It's really good. Working on this album, it's really, really cool. I'm working on an all-live record, and I'm working on a big project that's going to come to light in the next 6 months that I think is going to be pretty cool for hip-hop. I'm trying to save the art, for real. I'm trying to save it. I can't really expand on it really right now, but I'm trying to save it, and if you're looking for it, I want a place where you can find it, so that's what I'm putting together.
Okay. How long do you see yourself doing it? Do you ever see like yourself moving maybe toward the management side? You want to be artists, you want to keep making music for as long as you can?
That's a good question. I haven't actualized my success in music, so I do want to have some product out where people can point to and say, see, I told you Juice was equal to whoever. I told you Juice was equal to Ye. I told you he was equal to Snoop. I told you he could sell 2 million. I want to have that record. That's a desire of mine, but I wouldn't mind writing that record for somebody either. Doesn't matter. I just want the proof. It's sort of like Phil Jackson getting it as a coach. Yeah. Like, it's just, if I could be a coach, I would do that too. I think at this point, famous or not, there's a lot that I could teach anybody who's coming up in the game, and there's a lot that I could write for them too. So, I'm open for whatever. But until I feel like I can't spit with the cats that are out right now, I keep coming up with the hot lines, and I'm like, well, until that stops, I'm at it. I'm at it, 100%.
And if you could trade the whole battle rep, the insane rep you done built battling for that equal a commercial success, would you trade that?
Wow.
Like which do you feel is more valuable, or which do you value more?
Well, I value commercial success more because you can't eat the props you get. You can't spend or pay bills with the props you get. It's beautiful that somebody thinks I deserve that, but I can't do nothing with it. You know what I mean? My house should be as big as Nelly's. So I feel like if I could trade that, I would still be freestyling on Rap City.
I mean, we got Juice on the interview.
Okay.
Fake Short Drive. I just figured, you can spit a few bars for us.
Let's do it. Let me do it. Let me make me a little beat real quick.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I make more vibes on Fake Shore Drive. ATF agents I could take 4, 5. I'm sick on the mic. Nobody could use J. Rolling 2 L's like my nigga named Cool J. Sick with the flow. I looked at that last interview. If you a fly bitch, then I'm probably into you. I know about Andrew. This is what my hands do. I could do stuff that no other MC can do. I'm sick with the flow. It's a handheld mic, and I pop a girl top off like Amstel Light. Got the mic by the shirt. Yeah, dude, you'll get scarred good. Yeah, I'm into basketball. Check out the hardwood. Probably didn't notice it. Everything is themed out. Hit a bitch backwards until I make a cream out. I rock the tracks. I could not be whack. Even if the vinyl dies, it's still Dr. Wax. You want a couple bars? You want me to spit a couple more? That nigga can't rap. Why you want to fuck him for? This is Jay always in Hyde Park. I'm sick. I like light bitches. I done just tried dark. I'm out with it. Juice, man. Juice. All right?
I appreciate it.